Welcome to the Future of Real Estate, Tulsa source for local real estate news and information. I'm Darryl Baskin of the Baskin Real Estate Specialists at McGraw Realtors. Joined today by Jonathan Knapp of Royal Roofing and also residential repairs. We'll talk a lot about different repair issues for your home. Also Jerry Shishulski, everybody's favorite insurance agent of American National Insurance, the Shishulski Agency. Coming up in the program, FHA changes and second loans for home repair, if you've got some repairs that need to be made, especially after the December that we had. Storm, what does that say? Damage? You're going to talk about storm damage?
Storm damage.
What happens? What
happens now?
Yeah. Well, I want to know, what about your neighbor's tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was your neighbor's.
For that?
It was your neighbor's tree. Now it's your tree. Good
question. We'll answer that later.
Well, you did some tree repairs, Jonathan.
A little bit.
Actually, tree
repairing?
Removal.
Did you dowel them and glue them back together?
We repaired the roof after the tree fell. Yeah. We repaired the tree after we repaired the roof after the tree fell through it. Getting rid of just, we're not necessarily a tree company, but just helping get the limbs off the roofs.
A lot of emergency removal.
It's just emergency repairs, exactly.
What did you find were, there are the emergency repairs, and you obviously know you have a problem if the tree has gone through your roof. But how many people possibly have roof damage and won't really know until there have been some more storms that challenge the sheddability of the roof?
Well, one thing that I've noticed, well, I've been kind of surprised to find, is a lot of roofs appear to have what's called wind damage. I've been meeting with a lot of insurance adjusters out there, and they're saying, wow, is the wind really bad out here? It's like, no, not, it was dead still. What's happened is when the trees actually fell on the roofs, actually all the little branches shoved up underneath the shingles, so it's lifted a lot of shingles up. Some of those might go back down. Chances are they really aren't going to. So we're going to have some issues come next spring, and we have our good downpours with the heavy winds that'll drive the water right up underneath the shingles. So, you know, if you're not sure if you have roof damage, call us. We'll come out and take a look at it.
Well, I think what really comes...
Let you know.
Jerry, you'll have plenty of comment about this. What really becomes important is if you wait too long to have your roof inspected or to check out for that roof damage, then you have not only roof damage, which may be just a few $100s.
You'll have some interior damage as well.
You've got ceiling spots, at least you got to repaint the entire ceiling, because you'll never get a patch to match. Or the light will come in and you'll see this nice shiny section and then a matte section. Doesn't matter what kind of finish you use.
And that brings up a question. If you have a tree through your roof, what would you do? What would you recommend next time for someone to stop further damage like you're talking about?
Is it like a flat tire? You just leave the nail in there? Or you get the nail, just leave the nail in?
It depends. No. It depends on the circumstances. They're still going to leak no matter if you have any kind of penetration like that going through your roof. But getting tarps over them as quickly as possible is definitely the way to go. So
but it was so slippery. You know, so is there something you can do on the inside while you're waiting for someone like you to get there? Because you couldn't get on the roof.
Well, no, obviously buckets and things to contain the water that's coming in. But call roofing companies immediately. Not just myself, but any reputable roofing company, because they're going to be able to get onto your roof. We can tow board up to it. We have ways of getting up there.
And that is covered, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Because
that's part of the claim.
Even though it's not cheap to get up there and just throw a tarp up, it costs a lot more money than people think it does, but it stops the damage from getting any worse. The insurance companies really like that. So
that's not like a cheap way to fix your roof. It's the emergency.
It's just the emergency way until you can get to it.
So it's not like taping up your backlight with red cellophane or something?
Well, and that's an acceptable repair so you can get home. That's not an acceptable repair permanently.
Well, for that much trouble, you could just stop by and get a new...
Well, same thing with a tarp. It's an acceptable repair for a very short term, and so that gives you opportunity for the insurance company to come out, take a look at it, and to get on the schedule with a roofing company, get a correct repair. Or and
to stop that interior damage.
Exactly, the interior damage
have
gets
your
really
rugs
expensive
damage, your
real
wood
quick.
damage, your ceiling damage, the repainting, all that stuff.
Cheaper to do it now. 395-6500 Royal Roofing. 395-60. 398?
398-6500.
6500.
We've got all kinds of problems with this paper over here today.
That's right. I can't. Well, when I can't even read it, it's my own handwriting, by the way. Shifting gears, real quick. Hot water tanks raised or not? You do the repairs, residential repairs. The company does the repairs for many of my home sellers. Hot water tanks are often on the report needing to be raised, and I just had a home seller the other day who rightfully said, you know, O&G said I don't have to raise this, and yet you have inspectors coming in saying it needs to be raised. Who's the authority here? And give me your answer from
Yeah, this is completely switching gears, coming to a separate company altogether, but that's all right. We have a very interesting situation. You have a home inspection team that comes in and inspects your house for the buyers, or they come, when you're selling your house, the buyer has their inspectors. They come in and take a look at your house. They're not supposed to do what's called a code inspection. They're not there to make sure everything conforms to current code.
They're there to make sure everything is working
functioning
properly.
Correctly, exactly. The code changes all the time. It's always being updated. So what is to code today, or what would not pass today would have passed 5 years ago or 10 years ago, or all down the line.
You see that with everything.
We see it with everything, exactly. So O&G's ruling used to be your water heater had to be raised. We don't care if it
because of lawsuits and damage.
Exactly.
If they provided service or provided the
service
and
to
something
an
blew
unsafe,
up,
exactly. So they could be liable for it, but they finally got correct legal counsel, and they said no. If it was to correct building code when it was installed, it's grandfathered in, and that's the same. The same holds true with 99% of the things in your house.
Well, it seems like in a lot of ways we're wasting a lot of money raising the hot water tanks when in a couple of years it's liable to go out anyway, and then you raise it when you put them in.
Exactly.
In the meantime, just don't store flammable liquids such as paint cans, thinners, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Don't use those closets as storage.
Yeah. They're not a storage.
They're already designated for something.
Yeah, they're small for a reason.
Well, if you have repairs, residential repairs that need to be done, call 621-1020, residential repairs. This is our residential repair expert, Jonathan Knapp. You're watching The Future of Real Estate, Tulsa source for local real estate news and information. I'm Darryl Baskin. We'll be back with Jerry Shishelsky of American National Insurance, the Shishelsky Agency, and Jeff Sargent, president of ONB Residential Mortgage, right after this.